feelings in. We brought the receipts, baby. Lay back, tell the truth. We do this dirty, but we do it safe. Counselors in the house, let's go. Talk it out and act like grown-ups. Secrets in a circle, lips sealed tight. If you need a little healing with a little heat, pull up a chair. Keep your boots on. This is Counselors After Dark.
Hey guys, you're here with Betty.
It's Paula.
Dottie here.
Hey, it's Daisy.
It's your girl Dolores.
And welcome to Counselors After Dark.
And so, as always, we're going to start with the drink of the day. It's really hot today, excruciating hot. So I'm going to go with a huckleberry lemonade. It's refreshing. I've had it at like breweries or just at like certain places that I'm not going to mention, but I love it. It's great with like the blueberries, a little mint leaf, and a little lemon. So huckleberry lemonade. If you haven't tried it, please go get one. They're awesome.
That sounds delicious. Definitely will be trying that. Sounds so fresh.
It's
Right?
refreshing. Yeah.
that
Yeah,
sounds
it's so
great.
good.
Is it sweet or bitter?
Sweet.
Sweet.
You can only do like one or two though, because they are a little sugary. So I feel like you can only do like one or two. And then anything after that, just do like a tequila soda.
I love that. I love that combo.
All right, take it away, Daisy.
So, our topic today: what new counselors need to know for their first year. I wish I could have listened to this podcast when I started. Maybe I could have learned a thing or two.
Let's get into our post. I'm starting my first year as a school counselor this coming year, and I'm looking for some advice and guidance. What should I expect? What tips do you have for me? Let's talk.
How much time do you have?
multiple sessions.
I remember when I first graduated out of my school counseling program, they talked about the school counselor having a toolbox of information, of resources, of games, of different activities that we would use throughout our years so that we would be prepared for the job. It really was something that was beneficial. It did come out of pocket. The school district was not paying for my counseling books as an elementary counselor. It was not paying for my tissue boxes that I needed when kids are crying. Those things it did not pay for. I knew that longevity wise, I would need all these resources. So I think one thing is making sure that you have a toolbox of different activities, stress balls, games, crayons, community resources. I think all those things are important to have as a first year counselor because you'll use it and develop it throughout your entire school counseling experience.
I would definitely say something so I hate clutter. I'm going to be honest. I don't like clutter. I don't like to see things, papers. It gives me anxiety. But that was like very huge when I started to like just have physical things in my office, like little stress balls, fidget toys. I should really get a bin, but I'm not there yet. I just have it stowed away. But having those fidget toys and all of that, like it's so beneficial to the kid, which I definitely agree having as a first year counselor would be very great. Because if you ever like need just to fill the space, because space and time is good in between, you can always just give that to them to have the student like calm down, cool down, or just entertain them for a little bit. So when they're ready to talk, you do have that.
Love those suggestions. I do have the anxiety kit that's actually been very useful for students this school year. But what I was going to say is that besides a physical tool, a useful piece of advice that I would give a new counselor is to stay organized. You said you don't like clutter. It's probably why you don't visit me so much. I understand.
Your office gives me anxiety. Yeah.
It's my personal chaos that I understand. Only my brain knows how to function in that way.
Like, you know exactly where everything is. Each counselor is different. I'm not going to yuck your yum. I totally get it. But for me, I can't do it.
And you know what? I work better with digital tools.
That's why all your papers are everywhere.
Yeah,
because everything is digital.
I hate papers. I love digital tools. It's so much easier to organize yourself when you have lists online or folders on Google Drive and all that stuff. Like all of that has been very useful. So what I would suggest for a new counselor is to highlight how you are organized and how that's been helpful for you. I would even say write things down always. That's one piece of advice that someone gave me my first year. Write everything down. There are going to be times when you're running into people in the hallway. You're going to want to remember those type of conversations because very quickly you'll run into something else that you need to do and just forget it. Even if it's like a quick note, write things down, create lists for yourself so you remember things, especially when you're a new counselor trying to remember all new faces. You're not only remembering new staff, but you're also not new staff, new to you, but you're also remembering your students. And it's very difficult to remember everyone's name, everyone's details that you do want to remember if you're not jotting it down. So that's one useful tool I would give.
The amount of sticky notes that I have is insane. I think that's like the number one thing I go through every single day because of the amount of notes I have to write for every kid. Somebody stops me, somebody says this, somebody said that, and you will not remember. I promise you, if you think that you will, let me tell you that you will not. So write it down.
I love a Post-it.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to say as a side note that we will be having an episode strictly on organization coming up. So just be on the lookout for that.
I love that we're going to do that because we're all different and we're all organized differently. Like, I love how Daisy was saying how she's organized best digitally, and I am not. I love paper. Like, I love to write. I love a pen. I love a paper. I love a physical. I feel like I work best that way because if I write it down, I remember it better. I think like I do organize myself better that way. But it shows you that everybody has their own way, to make things work. And also for my tool, I think that this isn't really like a physical tool, but it's more of something that I think you really do need to do. And it's really scary at first, but like setting boundaries should be one of the things that you're doing your first year. I think it's hard to do it because you're just starting out. It is your first year. But at the same time, like this is the standard that you're going to be setting, right? This is how you're introducing yourself to the staff, to the teachers, to admin. So you want to make sure that you're showing them what you are willing to accept, right? You don't want to take on jobs that are not for you, right? If you have your own responsibilities, it's already hard enough your first year. You don't want to take on other jobs that are going to make it harder for you just because you're scared to say no. And just because you're saying no doesn't mean that you have to be rude or you come off as like a difficult person. It's just, this is what my job entails. And if you want to help, that's fine. But always remember to set the boundaries that you're comfortable with, because I think that's really, really important. Because if you don't do it, it will come back to you, unfortunately.
That's great, Betty. And I feel like that goes hand in hand with knowing that you're not going to be friends with everyone, right? And that you still have to be respectful. You still want to maintain professional relationships, even if you're not going to be best friends with every single person, whether it's in your department or outside of your department. You still have to maintain a certain level of respect toward people.
Patience and professionalism go into that toolbox that Dolores was talking about. Let's put that in there.
Yeah. I was actually just going to say I had one tip in my mind and one piece of advice in my mind. The tip in my mind 100% was patience. You took it right out of my mouth or head.
I read your mind.
Thank
I read
you.
your mind.
You read my mind.
I
I
know
don't
what
talk
you're saying,
about
girl.
patience.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
We
Thank
support
you.
you.
Thank you. I think about my first year as a school counselor. Guys, it was 10 years ago. And till this day, I still hold a grudge with this kindergarten student. I do. I had patience, but when you pay for things out of pocket to have the physical things from your toolbox, this little boy broke my crayon. And I'm still mad at him to this day. I am. I don't remember the color, but
Maybe it's time to let it go.
This is a core memory that shaped you.
This made you who you are today.
that's cute. I'm not there yet. He broke my crayon. He was having a tantrum. And my job was to calm him down and relax him. And we got there. But in the process, he was kicking my office door. He ended up breaking my crayon. It might have been red, actually. He was breaking my crayon. No,
That's
was
fitting.
breaking. He broke my crayon. And from that moment, I wrote him off. I continued to help him. We developed a relationship, but I never forgot that moment. So I think as a school counselor, don't judge me. I see you judging me.
She's going to cut this out later.
I will not. I will not. I think that it's important to have patience because when you're putting your all into your job, whether it's financially, whether it's emotionally, you're working with kids and they're not going to understand the value of the things that you put into the job. So I think it's super important to have that patience. They're going to steal your stuff. They're going to break your things. And you can't take it personally because they're just trying to learn and understand. They haven't built those tools yet. They haven't built that knowledge yet to, oh, this does not belong to me. Someone actually took their time to bring this for me to utilize. And they're not going to know those things, not yet. So yes, I should let go of this grudge. I'm still not there yet. So that's just that. And then the piece of advice that I wanted to give is, guys, as school counselors, we need to remember to attend professional development sessions. Like we've said over the years and years and years that, oh, I'm too busy to leave the school building. I don't have enough time to go to this conference where you can meet other counselors and network with them and learn what they're doing. There's always something to do within the building. So I think it's super important that we use the time that we have during the school day to actually go to conferences, talk to people, learn about more resources as a school counselor, because that's something that we're going to need for the rest of our life, whether we are at the beginning of our school counseling stages or in the middle or towards the end. Attending conferences is super important.
Oh, and just for the whole physical tools and your grudge and your whole thing about students breaking things. Okay, I've had students take my stuff in high school. So, and I know that I feel like having kids kind of showed me that they don't really care about anything. So they will kind of take it. They'll forget to put it back sometimes, or they'll break it because they're playing with it. But the whole thing is, you got it for them, right? And I think the best way for me, at least, is I got a bunch of fidget things from the dollar store. So I got so many of them that if one of them takes it or breaks it, like, it's fine. You know, you have to prepare yourself mentally for that and financially, because we make no money. So that's what we can afford. And the dollar store is not even $1 anymore, by the way. It's expensive now.
$1.25.
$1.25.
$1.50.
No,
150. 150 where I'm at.
It depends on where you go. Yeah.
Recession. See, no. That's why, but that's somewhere that I would go rather than getting like stuff at Target. But of course, if you're able to afford it, like, certain like doctors, maybe you can go to like Target or whatever it is. But I definitely have gone to Dollar Tree for like decorations and things like that right now, because you want to make your space, like, at least for me, my office, I've always taken time to like just make it a comfy place or make it like a playful place, depending on like what the mood is for the year. So I have spent my own money to do things like that, but again, like, I try to find things on a budget, and I know it's important to me. It's a priority for me, like, I want to make sure my space is welcoming, because I have gotten feedback from students that will say like, wow, it like feels so nice in here, and like, oh, I'm so comfortable here. And I do think that the environment helps in our careers, in our fields. Like, they are willing to open up if they feel comfortable, because space has always mattered to me. So I think I try to do that for my kids, and I think it definitely works and it pays off. And I don't really spend like a fortune, it feels like a fortune sometimes, but I think it's a priority for me for sure.
Well, you have a beautiful office, Betty.
Aw, thank you.
One of my
favorites. Yeah.
Thank you, Daddy. Oh,
I think another piece of advice that I would give first year counselors would be to remember why you are there for the kids. I feel like that's something that I still try to tell myself every day. It's hard because the job's going to be challenging. You're going to have bad days, especially the first couple of years, but just remember why you're there. Remember that you're there for your students, and regardless of the challenges that come up, you can overcome it.
Very true.
so a lot of these things are kind of just like preparing yourself mentally for the job. Obviously, you can get the pens, the binders, like whatever works for you. If you want like a calendar that's on paper, if that works for you, okay, get that too. But I think the tools that you need for your first year are all mental. Like, I think you need to just emotionally and mentally prepare yourself for your first year, because it's a brand new experience. It doesn't matter how much you've studied or how smart you are. It's just about having patience with others and yourself. You have to give yourself grace, because I know, at least for me, I absolutely despise being the new person anywhere. I think that's also because I don't like change, and I've stayed in places for a very long time, because once I get it, then I feel like, okay, now I understand, I know how to do it, I don't need help anymore, and I'm able to like do this on my own, and I can teach other people, and then like I'm not new anymore. And starting new somewhere else and having to learn everything from scratch is very frustrating, and I absolutely hate it. But anytime that you're starting something new, you have to give yourself grace. You will mess up, because that's just what happens. And even if it is a big mess up, unless you're messing up a transcript and your kid's not graduating, it's definitely something that you can still come back from. And you are an adult, okay? You shouldn't be scared about making a mistake. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. I'm just kidding. I just gave my age away. Anyway, but just give yourself grace, because you really have to just focus on learning new things every day and making sure that you're giving yourself grace and others grace, because everybody's learning to work with you as well. You're learning how to work in your space. And even if you're going from one school to another, everything is different. It doesn't matter if it's the same level. Anything that is new, you just have to give yourself time to learn it and be open-minded about it, and always, always ask for help. Be annoying, please.
I definitely agree with you, Betty. One piece of advice that I got early on was that every mistake can be fixed. And I would suggest, if someone is starting out at the high school level, in order to avoid a disaster when it comes to a senior possibly not graduating, is to review transcripts frequently and multiple times throughout a year, and to reach out for help, because you may not know the answer, or you think you might know something, and then lo and behold, this art class does not count for our graduation credit. You don't know what you don't know. So definitely talk to everyone around you when you're a first year, second year counselor. I think you start having more questions later, like second year, third year, because then you kind of got your feet wet. You start understanding things a little bit more. You start realizing, maybe things aren't perfect. You start asking more questions and advocating a little bit more once you're in a few more years.
I definitely agree with that. I feel like, well, no, it's a fact that I have the least amount of experience from this group, but I do have enough experience by now. But a piece of advice that I would also give that really helped me was, well, when I first started, there was a counselor who was amazing. And my first day, literally said, "Good morning, let's go." And I was freaking out. I'm like, I bought pencils. I was putting them in my desk. Like, I didn't know what to do. Like, what do I even do?
Who uses a
So
pencil?
I love a pencil. And
Pencils.
I love a pencil.
They're permanent pens.
No,
Not when you're working on puzzles, okay?
So they came into my office my first day, and they were like, "Let's go." And I was legit just like putting my pencils away. I like bought like 5 or 6 or whatever the pack was. And I'm like, okay. And then they like walked me around the whole entire school, all levels, and introduced me to every single teacher that was outside, was walking. And at the end of like our little like road trip, we went back into my office, and they said one important thing is you have to make and form relationships with the teachers, with staff, with custodians, with anybody who works in the building, because we're all a well-oiled machine with each other. And it's so important to foster these relationships. And it's something like now that I'm like 100%, like maybe instead of sending that email, like go to them in person, right? So instead of saying like, "Oh, can you do X, Y, and Z?" or "I'm just following up," just go see them in person, because I think in-person conversations also translate very differently through email, but that's a whole different topic. I'll leave it at that. But that was very crucial for me, and it's something that I've always stayed true to. Like, and you also get your steps, right? You can walk around the school. You can, you don't have to sit at your desk all day. So there's a lot of benefits to it. But honestly, just first year counselor, make the effort. It may be a little annoying, doing it every day, but it does go a long way, and people will know your name. They'll see your face. They'll be more willing, I believe, to like help you, instead of, this is just a name in my email at blah, 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 blah.com, So I think that was really, really great of this person to do.
That's great advice, Paula.
Mm.
Yeah.
And just to go back to giving yourself grace, I think it's important to really be open to constructive criticism because, like we said, you are going to mess up. Nobody's perfect. Your boss may point out mistakes you've made. Other people may point out mistakes that you've made, but you have to be open to wanting to change those things. There's nothing wrong with making a mistake at all. So just remember that.
Yeah, and it's really hard being a new counselor. I love, Paula, that you said we should be going out, taking steps, because it's very easy to just stay trapped in your office and not even have lunch, not eat, not really take care of yourself. So, really, as a fresh new counselor, you need to remember that you do need to put yourself first sometimes. You do need to think about, oh, am I eating? Am I making sure that I'm exercising? Am I sleeping well? Because if I'm not, then how am I taking care of everyone else when I'm not even taking care of myself? We do have to think about ourselves and give ourselves grace. It's really important when we're first starting out because very easily we're going to put our kids first because we see how tough it is for some of our kids and how much they have to deal with, and you just want to be there. But really, you do need to be there for yourself first in order to help everyone you want to help.
And don't stay until like 8, 9 p.m. and get there at the crack of dawn because you need to get your rest. You will start losing your if you just don't go home and rest, right? Because you know that work, it doesn't matter how late you stay or how early you come in, that work will still be there. You're not, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Leave at the time that you are supposed to and come at the time that you are supposed to because that work will always be waiting there for you. It doesn't matter. There will always be more work. There will always be another email. There will always be another task, another student to meet. So please, I know it's going to be really hard. And I don't know if you're listening to us right now and you're in your office and it's 7 p.m. Leave.
Go home.
Sleep, go
Please.
eat.
Go get some dinner, relax, watch some Netflix, watch some Grey's Anatomy, relax, please, because you are going to work your best when you are rested. You deserve to rest. Just because you're new and you're learning things doesn't mean that you have to like work yourself to death. You have to rest. I think that's also very, very important and a very hard lesson to learn when you're new.
Thank you, Betty. And you know what? When you do stay late, maybe you'll encounter a mouse just like I did this week.
And that's what you want to avoid.
Yeah, because when it gets too quiet, then that's when they come out to play. So beware as a new counselor. Don't stay late. You might encounter a mouse or roaches or some other critter out there in the night.
Add that to your shopping list.
In the night.
Yes, in the night, unfortunately. If you
Yeah.
know that the lights automatically shut off when there's no movements, that's a problem, guys.
But then it
Go
turns
home.
on because then the mouse is moving.
Yes, you're right.
The amount of times that I've gotten, and we've all done it, right? Like in your first couple years, like you're going to stay a little late, but not, you don't want to stay there too long, right? But the amount of times that I've gotten home and I'm like, oh my gosh, I look like an actual creature. Like, why did I not leave earlier? I'm starving. I'm like not well. And then you have to do it all over again. Definitely take care of yourself. And I also want to add, have fun. It's your first year. Have so much fun. It's exciting. You are going to like soak it all up. You're going to be a sponge and enjoy it because it's not going to be forever. At some point you will know everything, the inner workings, especially if you stay there long term, but it's fun and get to know your coworkers. I am very happy and blessed to like have mine. Obviously this is what we do. We just like can't get enough of each other.
Love you.
So just have good people around you.
And also, you don't want to burn out because then you can't be your best self for your students.
One more thing that pops into my mind, counselors, educators might not like this, but as a school counselor, it's a tip / advice / I don't really know. We are politicians. I say that because we have to work with so many different people, parents, stakeholders in the community, admin, teachers. Everybody has feelings, everybody has opinions, and we sometimes are that middle person to calm everyone down. and to show the realistic and the holistic picture. So it might not be during your first year, but this is something that you're going to have to develop over time, being able to be an effective politician. And another thing to think about is during your first year, learn who your admin are, their personalities, and how they work. There are micromanagers, there are administrators who will just be very free and hands off, and there's people who are in the middle. Every administrator is different, and you need to survive. You need to know how your assistant principal, director, how all of those people work. They could all have different personalities, and you have to figure out how to work with all of them so that you can keep your job and do what you know how to do best.
Thank you, Dolores.
So true. So
Yes.
true. Oh my gosh.
Because even though we want to slash tires and we want to play bumper cars, we will restrain ourselves.
Okay, so the bottom line for today, stay organized, find what works for you, create your own toolbox with resources you think you'll need, and most importantly, give yourself grace. You got this.
And don't forget to hit the button. Which button are we talking about?
The follow button.
Don't forget to hit the follow button to listen to all of our counselor confessions.
Cheers.
This is Counselors After Dark.